Hi, I'm Carole, and welcome to this gentle yoga practice. This practice is done entirely down on the mat. Stretch and strengthen your body as you move through seated, as well as supine on your back movements and postures. This practice will help improve the range of motion of the joints, the muscles, the connective tissues, as well as promote calmness and relaxation. The practice begins with centering breath, a time to sit with an easy breath, releasing away from your busy world and preparing for your practice. So when you're ready, get settled on your mat and let's begin. So settling on your mat, your eyes softly closed. Allow the back teeth to be lightly parted to relax the jaw and soften the skin across the entire face. Bring your attention to settle on your breath, following your easy, natural breath in and out. Let each exhale be a releasing, a letting go breath. And as you find yourself settling onto your mat, allow your breath to begin to engage into your practice of three-part breath, Dirga Pranayama. Building each inhalation a little longer, a little deeper. Each exhale a little longer, a little deeper. Breathing in, feel the belly rise, the rib cage open and expand. And if you can bring your breath all the way to the very top of the lungs, feel that slight rise at the upper chest. Slow exhales all the way from the top down. One more long, slow breath in. One more long, slow breath out. Really bringing the belly button back towards the spine, squeezing out the bottom of the lungs. And when you're ready to take your inhale, returning to your easy, natural flow of breath. When you're ready to open your eyes, do so on an inhale. Let your exhale be a sigh, a shake out, a stretch, a wriggle, whatever you need. If you need to change your seat position at any time, please do so. If you need to sit a little higher like I do, I'm sitting on the edge of 2 yoga mats to help release the lower back, hips and knees, so whichever is best for you. Moving into your practice of cat and dog. So returning to your three-part breath, Dirga Pranayama, is an exhale to round into your cat. And your inhale to come up tall through the spine. Puff the chest forward, tailbone back, squeezing those shoulder blades. Slow exhale, rounding from tailbone through each vertebrae. Down the back of the neck, let the head drape. And inhale, lifting, lengthening, tailbone back, chest forward, squeezing the shoulder blades. Moving on your breath. Yoga is all about movement of the body on the breath. So think about your exhale to round and your inhale to lift, lengthen, lubricating your spinal discs. And the next time you round it into your cat, just stay there. Let your chin tuck, let your head drape just a little bit more, give the head a little nod. And when you're ready, rise back up through a nice tall spine. Bring the fingertips out to the sides of your mat, a little wriggle of your shoulders, roll of your shoulders. Bring the arms up, softly T position, turning the palms up and bringing them onto the chest or the shoulders. Elbows are coming in towards each other and then going back out to the sides. Stay nice and tall through the back body. Elbows towards, don't force them to touch. They may touch. And then out to the sides. And one more time, exhale, bringing those elbows towards each other, taking them out on your inhale. This time we're taking the elbows up and bringing the back of the hands towards each other and staying there. Just feel a nice opening through the armpits, the side ribs, and bring the elbows back out to the sides. Lift tall through the spine, elbows go up, back of the hands come towards each other, the back of the head, and back out to the sides. And one more time forward in front of you. Maybe they might come in a little closer this time, and then take the elbows out. Press into your sit bones, lift tall, release the arms and let them flow for a shoulder roll. Bring your hands onto your thighs, tuck your chin, drape your head, let the back of the neck receive that stretch. And when you're ready, bring the head up nice and tall. Hands together at heart center. See if you can press tightly into the heels of the hands and the finger pads, nice and tight. And keeping that pressure there, take the hands up, maybe towards the forehead, maybe just past the forehead, and then bring them right back down. Press as tight as you can, shoulders back, coming up again. This time a little higher, maybe to the forehead, above the head, and then down. Do it one more time, going a little higher. Keep pressing as tight as you can. Just go any height. Don't overdo it. Press a little tighter and bring the hands right back down center line. Release the hands. Big shoulder one direction. Shoulder roll in the other direction. Press into your sit bones, lift nice and tall, and let the fingertips come in front of you. We're going to walk the fingertips over to the right so that right hand can go over the thigh. Left hand can come onto your right thigh and look over your shoulder. Easy, gentle rotation. Release and walk those hands forward. Sit nice and tall and walk them over towards the left. Right hand can stay on the ground or come onto your thigh. Look over your shoulder. And then begin to walk or float them all the way back to the front. Hands at your heart center. Press into your sit bones, lift tall, press tight, and take the hands up as high as they will go for you. Turn to the right. Turn the palms away from you and sweep the arms along this time. Wherever they land is fine, and look a little bit more over the right shoulder. Take the eyes out to the corners. Turn the palms up and bring them right back up towards the sky and come right back through center. Be nice and tall. Exhale over to your left. Turn the palms away from each other. Sweep the arms out long. Let them land wherever they land. And look over your left shoulder. Take the eyes out to the corners. Just feeling that deeper rotation. Turning the palms up, sweeping them back up, pressing them together and coming back through center. And when you're there, bring the hands down midline. And then release them, shoulder rolls or shoulder shrug, a little wriggle, a little stretch, a little shake out. Maybe time to bring the legs forward, give them a little shake out, maybe a little massage or pummel. Change your seated position anytime you need to. And again, use any props that help support you to stay up nice and tall through the spine. And then returning to a comfortable seated position. Legs can be out wide here. Fingertips to the ground, sliding over to your right, left palm comes up and over. Little pulses when you're there. Easy pulses. Check that the head and the neck are fine. I'm going to begin to roll the shoulders. So roll that left shoulder forward, let the spine move and look down towards your mat. And then roll that shoulder back up towards the sky and a little bit behind you and looking up under that arm or towards the sky. Rolling back to center. And one more time forward, can you feel your lower back intercostal muscles, those back ribs? And then come back through center. And one more time behind you. Looking up only if it feels okay. Coming through center. Inhale all the way up. We're going to the other side. Left hand comes down, right arm comes up and over. Just take this on where it's best for you. It could be long, it could be bent, it can be behind your head. Little pulses. Just feel your side waist open. And then we're going to roll that shoulder, so roll it forward. Feel the spine move, back of the neck. Follow that motion to look down towards the ground. And the roll back through center. And then a little bit behind you, looking underneath the arm. Coming through center, rolling forward. Can you feel your back ribs? Coming up through center. Rolling back. And coming through center. Wait for it. Inhale when you're there to sweep the arm up and back to the mat. Bring the arms up, lower than shoulders, and float them across the chest, bending at the elbows, flicking out the fingers. It'll feel good. Right. Lovely. Bring your hands behind you, take your shoulders back, and pick up your legs and give them a nice little bicycle, a little dance, a little shake out, and then return to a comfortable seated position. Being nice and tall, fingertips out to the side. Lift tall, especially up the back body, and take the right ear to the right shoulder. Picking up the left hand just a few inches off your mat and flicking the fingers up towards your shoulder and pushing the heel of the hand away from you. Point the fingers away from you and let your right hand come up and over. If it's a reach, you can come to the side of the head or behind the head. You don't have to lift. So it's pressing the head to the hand and then little arm circles on that left side. Really controlled. Don't worry if they're not circles. And then circle the arm around in the opposite direction. And come through center. Bring those fingertips right back up towards the shoulder. Push the heel of the hand away from you. And relax. Bringing up the head, releasing the arms. Just giving yourself a shake out, a roll, whatever it feels best to do. And then bringing the fingertips out to the side of your mat again. Lift tall. Take the left ear to the left shoulder and picking up the right arm just a little bit off the mat. Bring the fingertips up towards the shoulder. Bringing that left arm up and over. And again, let the head lift up into the hand. Don't let the hand push the head. And then point the fingers and little arm circles on the right. And then circle in the opposite direction. Bring it to center. Flex that hand. Bring those fingers up towards the shoulder. Pull the heel of the hand away. Lift the head to the hand. And on an exhale, soften it all. Float that arm up and over. Some shoulder rolls or shoulder shrugs might feel really good here. And when you're ready, bring your hands behind you. Back, bring your legs up, and again give them a bicycle, a shake out, a dance. Bringing the soles of the feet together, moving into butterfly wings. So let the knees just go up and down to where they go for you. Don't force them to go any lower to the ground than works. And then hold them out, press a little deeper into the feet, and see if you can bring your heels in a little closer, or your sits bones in a little closer to your heels. Press tall. Lifting up through the spine, take the knees out. And when you're ready, bring your hands underneath your legs. Bring your legs up. Take your feet about as wide as your mat. And rock your knees side to side. So if you're not facing the length of your mat, begin to face the length of your mat. Keep rocking your knees side to side. Your sits bones will travel. They'll come closer towards you. And when it's comfortable to do so, come down onto your forearms, tuck your chin, and ease yourself slowly and gently onto your back. Bringing your knees into your chest and going for a beautiful rock across your lower back. And then come through center. So the left foot is going to the floor, the right foot is going to the sky. And when you're there, think about ankle over knee over hip. If not, bring it in closer to you if your mid-back is up. And then a point and flex. And if you crunch your toes as you point, you get a deeper stretch at the front of the ankle, the shin. And if you spread your toes wide as you bring them down, you'll get a deeper stretch at the back of the leg. Moving into ankle circles. And around in the opposite direction. And then bring in that foot to center, lift your heel, take a look at your toes, spread them wide, bring them down towards your kneecap. Moving into a hamstring stretch so you can walk up the back of the leg or hold the front of your pants and bring that leg in a little closer. Keep pressing into your left foot so that left knee doesn't flop out to the side of your mat. Shoulders down. You can bend your knee, you're just relaxing the calf muscle. Just find a stretch that works for you here. And on your next inhale, bring that leg right back up to 12. And when it's there, just give it a shake out. Bring your right foot to the floor. Left knee into your chest. Left foot up to the sky. Again, ankle over knee over hip. A point and flex when you're there. Ankle circles. And reverse. Flex your foot. Pull that heel up, higher away from you. Feel the energy in your leg when you do so, and then bring your leg in for a hamstring stretch. Keep pressing firmly into your right foot so that knee doesn't collapse out. Chest down, chin tapped. Comfortable, comfortable hamstring stretch. Now when you're ready, bring that leg right back to center and give it a shake out or a bicycle. Left foot to the floor, right knee into the chest, right leg back up towards the sky. Strong point to the toes, really deep stretch. Then flex the foot, feel the stretch on the back of the leg. Moving into single legless, it's your exhale leading that heel away from you without your mid-back lifting, and your inhale bringing it back to the sky. It's your exhale away from you and your inhale up towards the sky. It's your exhale away. So there's a breath practice called candle blowing breath. It's like you're blowing out your candles on your birthday cake. It's noisy. It sounds like this. It's a beautiful breath practice to really control that exhale, especially when you're doing your abdominals. And the next time that leg comes up, point your toes and draw little circles to the ceiling, just like you did with your arm when you were seated. Little circles to your ceiling, and then little circles around in the opposite direction. Bring that leg to center, float your foot down. Take a breath in and out. Left knee into the chest, left foot up to the sky. Point your toes, deep stretch. Flex your foot, lift that heel. Single legless when you're ready is your exhale, taking that heel up and away from you, and your inhale, returning it to 12. Think about your exhale and your mid-back stays down. So if your leg goes low and your mid-back lifts, just don't take it so low. It's your exhale down. And again, if you practice your candle blowing breath, it's helpful. Deeply pressing into that right foot. One more time. And the next time that leg comes up, point your toes, really stretch through the front of the ankle and the foot, little circles to the ceiling. And then around in the opposite direction. And then when you're ready, bring that foot to center, bend your knee, float that foot down. Take your feet nice and wide on your mat and rock your knees side to side. Walk your feet in, hip width apart. Bringing your right knee into the chest, going to hold that leg, thigh or shin. It's coming down the center of the right chest in a first level. Need your chest pose, flex your right foot. And think about encouraging this knee to come up a little closer towards the chin. And hold it just as tight as comfortable for you. Feel the stretch in the back of the hip. We're moving into half happy baby from here. So that footprint goes up towards the sky. You can bring your hand inside your leg to take it out. Maybe your left hand onto your hip crease to keep that left hip grounded. And hold this leg where it's comfortable. Behind the thigh, the shin, the ankle, the foot, the toes. Wherever it's best for you. Or keep your arms down. Maybe even noose that thigh. But try not to roll over to the right side. Take the stretch where it works for you. And then when you're ready, bring that leg right back in, heel down, returning to your knee to chest pose. Squeeze that leg and bring that knee up a little closer. And on an exhale, float your right foot right back down to your mat. When you're there, left knee coming in for your knee to chest pose. Again, hold the shin or the thigh, whichever is the best for you, or arms down beside you. Bring that knee up a little closer towards your chin. Squeeze that leg just as tight as comfortable for you. Moving into a half happy baby, that footprint goes up towards the sky. You take your leg out to the side. Think about the inside of your thigh on the outside of your ribs if your stretch allows. And your ankle over your knee if your stretch allows. And just hold on this side what's comfortable. Maybe again your right hand right here on your hip crease. It will help keep this right hip down so you're level on the back body, hips and shoulders. And then when you're ready, bring that leg right back in. Bring your heel down, returning to where you started, knee to chest pose. Are you deeply pressing into your right foot? When you're ready on an exhale, let that left foot float back to the floor. Take the feet wide, maybe as wide as your mat, and again rock your knees side to side. And bring yourself into center and walk your feet in hip width apart. Keep your feet where they are, let the arms come up towards the sky. Lift the shoulders off your mat, drop the shoulders down, make sure the chest and the upper back feels wide. Lift the shoulders, squeeze down that spine and exhale the shoulders back down to your mat. Keeping your left arm where it is, let your right arm come behind you. If it goes directly behind you, fine. If not, you might want to go out to the side. You might want to soften and bend it, your choice. Belly is down. And then when you're ready, left arm goes behind you. Again, it's your stretch, so make sure it feels great for you. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky. Lift the shoulders off your mat. Drop the shoulders back. And on an exhale, both arms go behind you this time. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Turn the palms away from you and float your arms down. Picking up your right toes and sliding your right heel down your mat to lengthen through the right leg, pressing down into the back of the leg. Picking up your left toes and sliding that leg long. If that doesn't work for you, just take your feet further away from you on your mat. So feet to the mat, all back of the legs to your mat. Ground yourself down, pick the arms up, pick up the shoulders, drop the shoulders. Fingers wide, right arm goes behind you for this deep, long stretch. On an inhale, bring that arm right back up to 12. Lift the shoulders, drop the shoulders, Left arm goes behind you. Feel your stretch on this side. Inhale to the sky. Lift the shoulders. Drop the shoulders. Both arms this time. Full body stretch, fully supported by the ground. Inhale the arms up. Turn the palms away from you. Float them down. Bend your knees. Bring your feet to the floor. Bring one knee at a time into the chest. Wrap the hands around the shins. Tuck the chin and an exhale, round up. Forehead towards your knees into a tiny ball. Feet flexed. And on an inhale, lengthen through the back of the neck. Lay the head down. Bring one foot at a time to the floor. Bring the right knee into the chest and the outside of your right ankle over your left thigh. I'm going to hold this leg out. It's comfortable for you. And bring your left knee in, moving into supine pigeon. So hold the back of the thigh or the shin. You can hold this right leg out with your elbow or your hand. And if your chin lifted, it sometimes does, just lift your head, tuck your chin and lengthen through the neck. You get a nice deeper stretch than your half happy baby. So always moving with full awareness in our yoga. Exhale that left foot to the floor, releasing your right foot to the sky. Give it a shake out, a bicycle, maybe a massage or a pummel if that feels good. And then when you're ready, bring your right foot down. Left knee coming into the chest. The outside of your left ankle over your right thigh. Again, you can hold that leg out. When you're ready, bring that right knee up and in. Hold through the legs to the thigh, the shin, flex the feet. Breathe. Feel your stretch on this side. You can encourage that knee to keep coming in a little bit more, engaging your stretch. If it's too much, just release your right knee further away. On your next exhale, soften and release that right foot to the floor. Take your left toes up towards the sky and bicycle, massage or shake out that leg, whatever feels best for you right here. Both feet to the floor. Right knee coming into the chest, the outside of your right ankle over your left thigh. You've already been here, so you know how that feels. But from here, we're taking the arms out T position. Flex your right foot and roll over to the outside edge of your left hip, bringing the right foot to land somewhere. Floor, yoga blankets, yoga block. So you can feel the outside of your ankle pressing against your left thigh bone. Take that knee up towards the sky and turn to look towards the right. Bringing the head back to center. Now on an inhale, bringing yourself right back up to center. Right toes up towards the sky. A bicycle, a massage, a shake out. And then check that your heels are in line with your sit bones in line with your shoulders. And when you're ready, left knee into the chest and the outside of your left ankle over your right thigh, foot flexed. When you're ready, rolling over to the outside edge of your right hip. This foot needs to land somewhere, so it could be on a yoga blanket, it could be on a yoga block, it doesn't have to be on the floor. But there's a connection between the outside of your ankle and your right thigh. The more energy there, that more that left knee can go up towards the sky. If you're happy, you can turn to look towards the left. Bring the head back up to center. Wait for an inhale to lift that right leg back up. And when you're there, take those left foot up towards the sky. Maybe a bicycle for that leg. Maybe a massage on the hips, the thighs might feel good. And when you're ready, bring your feet down to the floor. So preparing to move into your choice of inversion, you have lots of options. So legs up could be legs, they could be soft and hanging, they can be long, but the mid-back is down. Dead bug is when the arms and the legs are both up, the shoulders and the hips are down. You want a little higher elevation, lift the hips and bring the block for some support underneath your lower back. Or if you're close to a wall, maybe put your heels up on a wall and do an inversion with your legs up against a wall for support. Belly down and soft, eyes closed. And you can be still, or you can play with a little movement. And then gently float yourself back down to your mat. Very softly. No rush. When you are down, preparing to come in for your Savasana. So traditionally, legs out, toes out, arms out, palms up. Sometimes this might pull on your back or your hamstrings. So our great alternative is feet wide, toes pointing into the center of your mat and the inside of the knees resting against each other. It's a great support for your lower back in Savasana. Eyes closed, easy breath, nothing to do. Just check. There's no tension in the face, the mouth, the jaw. Everything's soft and eased. Corner of the lips, corners of the eyes. Soft space between the eyebrows. But the eyes feel like they're peeling away from the back of the eyelids. Begin to ease your awareness back to your breath. Bring a little wriggle through the fingers and through the toes. And when you feel your breath is deep enough, bend your knees and bring your feet to the floor. Maybe a little rock of your knees side to side. Floating your right arm up and over beside your face and easing yourself to rest on the right. Bringing your left hand to the ground to help support you as you slowly return up to your mat. Check that you're returning to a comfortable seated position. Let your hands float to your heart center. Thumbs against your breastbone. And take a bow to your heart. Namaste.